Hello and welcome to my office. Actually, the weather's so blowy and bad that it was impossible for me to film up in the my workshop, so I've come down in my office to do this segment. We're going to be using ArtCAM. I think you can pick that up. ArtCAM Express 2015. And we are going to continue with this group of videos, and we're actually going to make the design of the trivet serving dish that we're going to use for our subject matter. Before we actually open up ArtCAM, I just want to bring your attention to this. When you load up the ArtCAM in your computer, this little ArtCAM file box will come up. If you go into this, it will bring you up this menu, and you can come down here and go to tutorials. And it lists the different tutorials now for Jill Smith, Insignia, ArtCAM Pro, and ArtCAM Express. It's a good idea to look at them all actually, but especially ArtCAM Express. These are also available to you on YouTube. Pattern, Village and Design. So all these are there to help you and to train you to use ArtCAM Express. Whether it be basic node editing, bitmap to vectors, block copy rotate. Now we will be using many of these in just this simple design that we are going to do. So if you get a little lost in my explanation, you can go online to YouTube and watch these, or you can get them yourself from the ArtCAM download or the disc if you've purchased it. So we'll open up ArtCAM now and get on. So when you open ArtCAM first, this is the screen that greets you. So in this section here, this will give you the last 4 projects that you've been working on. You can actually go in to here and pick projects that you've been working on, that you've got saved. Double click, and this now gives you the dialog box to set up your piece of material that you want to do your design on. In our case, because I'm going to be having it lengthways across the X, so the shortest distance is going to be across the Y. So the Y is going to be the absolute dimension of our material, which is 285. It's going to be 350. I normally have this section here. Now this is the number of points per square inch, or what I would regard as pixels per square inch. We'll okay that, and there you are. We set up now with our piece of material, and this is the actual size of material that we are going to use. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to this side. You'll notice that here there's tools that you can use. There's also tools up here that you can use, and what we're going to do, these are drawing tools, and these are managing or manipulating tools here. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick the box. This dialog box here, you can manipulate the box when you've drawn it. So what we are going to do, we're not going to go right to this corner. We're going to go somewhere in here like this, and we're just going to draw the box. Then we're going to go up into the dialog box up here, and we're going to give absolute dimensions, which is 285 width and 285 in length. Now if we wanted rounded corners here, we could do this at this point, radius corners. So we click that box. I'm only going to do, I don't really want them, but I'm just going to show you just in case you did. I'm going to put 10mm radius, and you see they've gone 10mm cut in because I've put inverted corners. If I untick that box, I can have rounded corners. You see the difference? Tick the box, inverted, untick the box, rounded. In actual case, we don't require rounded at all. I want the program to be started in the middle. It's much easier if I have the 0, 0 in the middle, especially drawing, because otherwise you have to work out from this corner exactly where the center point is. We come up to here and go open this, say now we want the center in the middle. Okay, if you notice at the moment the 0 is here and here, making this corner here the actual start of the program point. So now we're just going to change it midway in the program, which I've just done. I've located the center in the middle, and there you go, and it's changed the 0 to there and 0 to here, and you see it's moved it over that way. Well, all I need do now to bring that down into the dead center of our material is go into X, Y coordinates here and go 0. See, it's moved over to the 0 position there, and 0, and let's put it bang in the middle of the material. This box, incidentally, is just a guideline to give us the area of the material that we're actually working. All this is correct now, and we can say create, and the box is created, and we can get rid of that. It's a little bit long-winded, maybe, but now you can see our total work area now, and you'll see two like boxes here, or area of material that isn't going to be used. This is the area where our clamps are going to be. So we absolutely do not want the cutter going anywhere in these areas. This is why I've drawn this guideline box. Okay, the next thing I want to do, just to make life a little easy for me, if you get your cursor, and you see we've got a ruler here and we have a ruler here. I want to give myself some guidelines now as to the center of the material, and so I can draw things from. So if you come over the ruler and click, hold down, and you can drag a guideline out, and if you release it, it goes to a dotted line. So I want to position that dead in the center. So if you go over it again, right click, fetches out a dialog box, and you can edit the guideline, which fetches up another dialog box, and I can say I can position that exactly where I want it, and I want it bang in the center, 0, apply, and it's as easy as that. And same with the top. Drag it down, because it's very difficult it will actually snap there. It's actually snapped to the 0, and I can actually do it that way as well, but you've got to have snap turned on. But I was just showing you there the two different ways that you can position these guidelines. I could fetch a second guideline out if I wished, and if I wanted that, say 50mm, just edit 50 and apply, So you can put as many guidelines on there as you require. Okay, the next thing we want to do is to draw a circle and specify over here 75, I think, 75 millimeters, and create. Draw another circle now. And we're going to get on there, and we're going to go, and we want the radius to be 50. And we're going to create. Now we're going to use a new tool, which is found up in this top section here, which fetches up another dialog box. This is the offset tool. We want to now make a copy, or rather another circle, a precise dimension. Now the dimensions, I can check to see what exactly is the size between here and the outer part of our material. If I come over here to the little tape measure, click on that, and you see we get measurements. I'll zoom in so you can see. So I can actually come up to the extremities of our material out here, one click, and then move down, and if you notice, it's telling me the distance between the outer part of our material and the outside of that circle or curve is exactly 17.5 millimeters. So I can check on the drawing any dimension I want, and I can make any part of the drawing a particular dimension. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to put two guidelines in at precise angles, 120 degrees from the center of this one around the circle, so we know where the central point is of the next 100 millimeter circle, because we want 3 circles. Now then, so the dialog box here, if you draw it down, it gives you precise angles. So this is the parallel plane here, so we know that is 90 degrees from the center of that circle. So what we do now is bring this line down so it reads 30 degrees of angle. So we just pull it down until we get close to 30. This needs to be sort of near or precise. And the next one needs to be another 120 degrees from that one, plus that 30, which is 150. So now the degree angle needs to read 150. Oh, near about. It's close enough. So now I have two guidelines showing me exactly on the point of this circle where I need to put this circle, well, the other 2 circles that we need. We'll just do that very quickly. It will snap to the center of that. Okay. So now what we're going to do, select tool, select that, and we're going to do an offset circle. Pick the offset tool, zoom you back out so you can see where the dialog box is. And so we have the option of offsetting now. 16 millimeter is fine. It gives us a little bit of material there at the outer edge of 1.5 millimeters to have a nice clean edge. We've got something to machine away. So we can either, well, I'll actually do it, I'll offset it, there's the offset there. If I get it, show you that we can either see we can offset inside as well just by picking these dialog boxes, and we can reverse any thing that we do by the dialog up there. Dialog. You'll see what I mean. Or we can go both directions like that. So it's just an easy method of copying a particular item in a precise location. So we'll reverse that decision. So we want outwards, offset. Okay, so we can then pick that one, offset, that one, offset. So there we have offset circles. Okay, now we can do a process called vector clipping. We want to get rid of some of the lines there that we don't want to use. So it's just up here. It's just like, can you see it? Yes, up there. A little pair of scissors. And all we simply do is snip away like this. Just cut away the things that we don't need. Not quite happy with the smaller radius in there, so let's do a few alterations here. Just move the circle. You can actually move this circle around like this just by pressing the up and down arrows on your keyboard. Okay, I'm happy with that there. Let's clip away. That's better.